Good day, Cochrane. Today, we thought we would take it out to one of the most iconic shots in Cochrane. Look at behind me here, the reason we all moved to this beautiful community. Coming down the hill, everything just opens up behind you. And I can see down by the river, obviously, the Jack Tennant Memorial Bridge, a project that I talked about at length last year. It was about a year ago that I was talking about the opening of the bridge, and we all know how that ended with great success. And I've heard from so many people in the community about how much better it is to get around to the rec center, to downtown, to Riversong, over to the high school, Bow Valley. Why I wanted to come to one of the most, maybe the most picturesque places in all of Cochrane. I'm just excited to announce just a long list of community projects that we are investing in this year, starting here in Midford Park West Pathway. So the pathway that goes from the water treatment plant along the river behind West Valley, West Terrace, that pathway is going to see some upgrades this year. Cochrane Ranch and Midford Park master plans. The Cochrane Ranch, obviously, the historic, iconic Cochrane Ranch. We're looking at how we can utilize that park space and open space. Talk about how the Chaps Museum fits into the picture. And then over at the Midford Park, that's where the open stage is. We're looking at that park to see how we can best utilize that open space as well. That should be completed by fall of 2021 this year. Centennial Park playground resurfacing. That's just to replace the protective surface on the accessible zone of that Centennial Park. And then of course the Horse Creek Sports Park master plan. You recall that quarter section that the town annexed, I believe it feels like a year ago, but it might be two now. To bring that piece of property into our community. It's the future site of a high school, but also for a great deal of outdoor sports activities. So we are studying how we can best utilize that piece of property and house all of those outdoor activities in that area. So again, that's going to be done this year. But that's not all. There are a few buildings, bricks and mortar, that are going to rise out of the ground throughout our community. And it is the completion of the transit for the Colt transit system. You can catch a bus into downtown, the regional connection, and just the hub for downtown. And I'll be talking more about that project in upcoming videos, but that's going to be breaking ground this year. We've got the new protective services building that will house our RCMP detachment, the municipal enforcement group. A couple other, I think there's Citizens on Patrol and Victim Services will also be housed in that brand new facility. And that is a long overdue project that we have needed for years. So down in the Heartland community, way back over there, you're going to see the new Protective Services building. Also, we are going to be widening the 1A as you get down to the bottom of the hill below me here, and all the way west, all the way through to the 1A and 22 interchange that Alberta Transportation will then take over and complete after we're done. And speaking of the interchange, we are also going to be, you're going to see a whole lot of excavation happening there as we move the utilities that take the water and wastewater from Sunset Ridge through and down into the town's utility services. You're going to see us moving those utilities out of the way, and that's just the town doing all we can to get out of the way of Alberta Transportation so that they can get that important interchange project done sooner than later. So all of these, it's a long list, I know, and it's a detailed list of a lot of projects that we're doing on purpose this year to get Cochranites back to work, to get Albertans back to work, to invest in our community, and just, again, build on making Cochrane a complete community.